My name's Rose Yukovsky. I'm Head of Student Entitlement at the college, which covers all the sort of pastoral role within the college. So I look after the areas such as counselling, attendance monitoring, enrolment, admissions, and also SEND and inclusion and the wider context of student support outside the classroom, such as the study hubs. Yeah, the college has around 7,000 students and just over 2,000 of those are youth, so they'd be 16 to 18. We've got a very varied demographic across the city. We've got a lot of deprivation, a lot of areas of deprivation. And those schools in those deprived areas are our feeder schools. There is a very diverse ethnicity base right across the city, and that's equally represented within the college. And we've also got a lot of students that come to us with, they are either identifying as transgender or gay or non-binary. So there's a lot of kind of other things that we have to include when we're thinking about the student base that we have in college. We've got a big project that we do with the university looking at students that come from postcodes where naturally, it's not their normal route into higher education. So we have a lot of students that are in that demographic, and we provide extra support for those students so that they get a chance to see the opportunities with higher education that maybe they wouldn't see if they were, just in any other place and within their own family and people that they live in the area they live in. So that's a good opportunity that we give to them. And out of those, we've got about 80% then do go on to higher education. So that's been a really successful project over the last 4 or 5 years. We've got 240, just over, students with EHCP. About 100 of those are in our specialist provision. So they've got, high to severe needs. And then the others are in mainstream. And some of them come through our high needs provision and then they progress into mainstream. So it's, again, other opportunities for those students that they wouldn't naturally have unless they've got a lot of support around them to help them with their studies. So we're really proud that we can, offer students that opportunity to get to their career goal or their end point, whether it be higher education or whether it be into employment. That's our aim, really. We've got about 50 care experience students that come to us, and again, we work with those specifically around giving them the support that they wouldn't have with a family unit around them. So we're well aware that, they're kind of disadvantaged in that they haven't got that support at home. They do have social workers, but it's not quite the same. And so we offer that additional support for them to make sure, again, they're on a level playing field with everybody else and that they can achieve to reach their full potential as well. So we offer vocational and academic qualifications. So we've got an A-level centre and a GCSE sort of sixth form that students can use if they haven't achieved what they need to at school. And I think FE traditionally is that second chance for students. A lot of the students that come to us, not all of them, but a large proportion, haven't particularly had a great experience at school. Maybe they haven't fitted in, maybe they haven't had the confidence. And when they come to college, they can reinvent themselves almost and actually be what they want to be. And we always start from that point. Every student that comes gets an interview, and it's a career interview. So it's always focused on what they want to do eventually. What it's careers, not courses, that we focus on. So it's, what they want to do eventually as a job, even if it takes to higher education and then a job. That's where our focus is. So then we offer a range of vocational qualifications that students can choose to go to. So if they haven't particularly been that academic in school, and A-level's not a route for them, but they might still want to be a surveyor, they might want to go into construction and do a course in bricklaying, plumbing, carpentry, electricians. So there's lots of skills they can pick up, and then they can still achieve their end goal. We do engineering, we do automotive. Again, with automotive, students start very low level, E3, so that's less than level 1, but then some of those progress and go on to university, and then they end up going to all sorts of careers in that automotive, maybe racing, or there's lots of other opportunities for them than just working in a garage. So it's really trying to, sort of hold on to what their imagination is and try and help them with that. We do early years, we do health and social care, IT, gaming, media, performing arts, business, hospitality and catering, sport, hair and beauty. So, I've got a course for every student and a career there for every young person that would, whatever they choose is their end goal. I think it's really, really crucial that we have a chaplaincy, because we've got so many students with different beliefs and non-beliefs, but I think it's about that spiritualism. And we're always talking about pastoral care, and the part of that pastoral role is helping these young people be good citizens, to go out in the community and have a place in life. And whatever their beliefs or non-beliefs, that spiritualism and that sort of ability to have compassion, understanding, and knowledge about different people's beliefs, I think is really essential. And for me, that's what our chaplaincy is about here. It's about bringing all of that together and showing that there is support there for anybody at any age during whatever part of their life, and to help them, as I say, really to be a good citizen when they go out in that big world of work where we hope they get to. Absolutely. I think, teaching's not an easy career, profession, and I think there are a lot of stresses and strains, and our young people come with a lot of mental health issues and anxiety, and that's difficult for teachers and other staff to also cope with. So they also need a support. So I see the chaplaincy as really being able to, be there to support all those staff that need it as well, and know that they've got that as a base. We've got particular times when things might happen. You hit adversity. We've had recently a member of staff that's sadly passed away, and that's really, really impacted on that team, because they're a very close team, and we're so lucky to have the chaplaincy to be able to support those staff at this difficult time. And sometimes, it's not about having counselling, or it's just about having someone to talk to and lean on, really. And I think that's what we have got here, which we really value. Yeah, amazing really that the council gave us some money called the Household Distribution Fund. It's government money that's been given to local authorities to really support the levelling up and to support the people that really are using food banks and just can't survive, can't pay bills. And we know that, economically in this area it's really quite hard for people. So we were given this pot of money, and we've actually £50,000 we've been able to distribute to staff and students that can't pay their bills or can't buy food. I was listening to on the radio this morning, they were saying about so many young children in school now, and they encourage them to have free school meals for all young people because parents just can't buy the food. And I was quite shocked at how many of our staff here were using food banks and couldn't survive on the money that's coming in. The cost of living has gone up, and everything else incrementally hasn't really gone up at the same level. So they just can't survive on what they've got coming in. And these are people that are working full time, they're working long hours, they're working hard, they're skilled people, but they can't afford to put food on the table or pay their bills. So this money's been absolutely invaluable to them to be able to just give a little bit of top up, so they've had a little bit of breathing space and been able to put, pay those bills or put food on the table. So as I say, since December till March we've got the money, and we've almost spent all of it, which is 50,000. I mean, this is a lovely campus. It's very old, and if you sort of come inside the skin of the college, then the people are lovely and the facilities are, are quite good. But this new building is going to be just amazing. And I think for the people of Wolverhampton, it's just that real boost that they need to show that they're worthy of something like this. There'll be state-of-the-art technology, there'll be a fabulous dance arena, the classrooms are all very modern. I mean, the whole building is going to be right up to date. Every classroom will have IT equipment, which is, a real issue in Wolverhampton. There's a lot of students that don't have access to IT and Wi-Fi at home, more than you'd probably imagine. And we provide what we can, but in this new building, every classroom will be equipped. So the students will just be able to have everything that's just top-notch, really, and that's what they deserve. And I think it'll make Wolverhampton, give them a real boost to think that they're worthy of that investment.
So, in terms of you work in the study hub in the college, Rachel, what are the needs of the students that you've come across, particularly over the last few months maybe?
So obviously working in the study hub, we get a lot of different students here from a variety of different ages, different ethnicities, different backgrounds, and I think it's interesting, depending on what's going on outside of the walls here, it's important to have an awareness of how we can best support them. I think we have a very important role in the study hub that I think the students do appreciate. We can offer help when it comes to their needs, be it people who maybe don't have a lot of finances and struggle with that element outside, or perhaps their mental health issues. Sometimes it can be broken families. We meet a lot of students who are just not privileged in that sense, and they need someone who can just be a listening ear. So especially when we run the workshops, or we offer help when it comes to workshops in the classrooms, it's important that we make clear that we can offer that support and just be there for them.
Mental health, I think, is one of the biggest needs the college needs. I've seen a lot of students quite lonely, especially in the study hub. I have done my best to go up to them, talk to them, and yeah.
Well, 1 out of every 4 young people in Wolverhampton is on low income. That's 800. No, I don't know the exact statistic, but I know it's 1 in 4. And with low income there comes material deprivation. A lot of them won't be able to access things like online resources. They won't be able to access computers or anything like that. And obviously since COVID, practically everything's been online. And if you can't afford to have like a Wi-Fi router or have a computer or anything like that, you're not going to be able to access those absolute dire resources in times when you need it. If you're going on to go and do your A-levels, or if you're going on to do like a massive exam within a vocational study, you won't be able to access those resources if you don't have it. At the moment there's a lot of talk within the council of looking at where the spending is going for like colleges and schools, and to encourage them of doing it. And I think just praying really for them to look at every single background, particularly within Wolverhampton, and look at what would be best for them, considering the past couple of years, and looking at what could happen in the years to come. Because realistically, if people on low income can't access a computer, their chances of achieving well in their exams and everything like that is just depleted, and they're at an unfair advantage to everybody. So I think it's just encouraging the council to think of that whilst they're making their decisions on when they're communicating with the schools, and also for the schools to think of those on low income and where they're spending the funding that they get for them. So more computers that they learn out or something like that. Just stuff like that.
That's a really, really powerful one. What about any other areas that you think young people, particularly in this college, maybe struggle with?
Mental health, probably. Within Wolverhampton, practically the entirety of the UK, funding for mental health services, child and adolescents mental health services, is practically non-existent. There are a lot of young people, particularly since social media has come out and people are a lot more open to talking about things. You tend to find that a lot more people are struggling from mental health issues. I've been there, I've done that, and I've got the t-shirt and I've seen how bad things can get. So I think it's just like some kind of support there for young people, something that they don't have to wait on a list for 12 weeks for to be seen once and then to be discarded, or something that they can just go to whenever they just feel down, because then that can help prevent anything bad happening. I mean, like, we're looking at a situation now where a couple of days ago 2 16-year-olds were arrested for stabbing another 16-year-old in Bristol. We don't know how much of that is down to mental health, we don't know how much of that is down to other things. If we can help try and prevent these things before it happens, help try and put things in place to support our young people as opposed to just punishing them when it's already happened, we're being proactive instead of reactive about it, it would be a lot better for all young people, not just in Wolverhampton but across the entirety of the UK. So just better things for the mental health and for the well-being of young people. So be that more funding for the child and adolescents mental health services, or more support for charities like Base 25 or Young Minds, or something like that.
Hi there, my name's Aaron and I'm the Student Liaison Officer for the City of Wolverhampton College. I look after all of the Turing Scheme international opportunities and the Students' Union here. I've been asked to speak a little bit about the opportunities that FE provides, and I think the main thing from me is my experience in the last week or so being with the students on their Turing mobility to Florence in Italy. A lot of the people that applied for the Turing Scheme mobility abroad are from low-income backgrounds, and they wouldn't necessarily have had the opportunity to go abroad before. So the Turing Scheme is a programme that's funded by the UK government to replace the Erasmus programme. And as most of you will know, the Erasmus programme was all about international exchanges for work placements and study abroad. So the kind of work that the young people were doing involved working with electricians and going around Florence installing things like air conditioning. We had one student who was particularly happy doing work in a garage, doing car body work, spray painting and things like that. And we had some of our bakery students working in little independent shops there, and I think that sort of sparked a little dream in them to have their own little space, their own little shop in the future. But yeah, I think that the rewarding thing was to see them engaging in their work fields in a brand new place. It's one thing to give them experience in their home country, but to go out and absorb what life is like elsewhere, again for a lot of them for the first time. We had quite a few students who had never travelled abroad, that needed help with their passport, and I think programs like this just broaden their horizons. They start to dream, they start to think about what's possible. And for a lot of people from low-income backgrounds, they would never have had the opportunity to do things like that before. They wouldn't necessarily be able to think outside of the box because it's not outside. It's outside of their usual experience, and so that's the benefit of what sort of these sort of programs can provide.
Hi, I'm Maggie and I am the chaplain at Wolverhampton FE College, and I'm with Elliot today, and Elliot is the
Study Hub Supervisor here.
I always get that
Wolverhampton
wrong,
College.
sorry about that.
That's okay.
So I just thought we'd just share a little bit about the journey we've been on over the last 12 months really in establishing the chaplaincy here, and we really feel even now 12 months in that we're only really at the very beginning of doing so. There's definitely a vision and a desire from the leadership of the college to have chaplaincy as part of the offer, if you like, for students in terms of support, but also chaplaincy offers that opportunity for staff to have someone to listen to them. In my understanding of chaplaincy, and what I hope that chaplaincy moving forwards from here will bring, is that unconditional love and acceptance of other people, that we make that journey alongside students, staff who are maybe in struggle or maybe having a great time and want to share the joy of life. But it is about walking alongside in love and allowing people to be themselves and to be accepted for who they are. And we come across a lot of people here, don't we, Elliot, that really are struggling with their own identity. And I think that's one of the issues for a lot of young people, is beginning to find who they are. And that's true for staff as well, because we're all on a journey through life. So chaplaincy as well offers that opportunity for people to engage with the spiritual dimension of life, which maybe the other offers of support within the college don't. And there's amazing support at this college. I'm absolutely bowled over, having been involved in chaplaincy for a number of years. The student union support, the student hub support, the study hub, what you guys offer here is just fantastic. The safeguarding team. And one of the things that I know has been really key for chaplaincy here is to bring that connection with the chaplain being involved with all of those staff, so the staff are aware not only of who the chaplain is, but what chaplaincy can bring that adds a different level of support for young people and for the staff here and the whole community really. And as I kind of came into the college a year ago and started meeting with staff and meeting a few students, and amazingly for me, coming across some of my former pupils, which has been a complete joy. It's about some of the things that we've been creating together, Elliot, isn't it? Some of the dreams that we've been having about creating opportunities for well-being support and for opportunity to explore spirituality, but also to explore life. And we sat together, it must have been about 2 months ago now, where we actually did a bit of blue sky thinking.
Yeah.
And we came up with quite a range of ideas.
We did.
The first one we actually put into practice was before Christmas, wasn't it?
Yes.
So tell me, remind me of that one.
So I think one of the key focuses with our college, as you know, is being a city centre college, we have a wide demographic of learners, don't we? And ensuring that we can support everybody equally and making sure that nobody feels singled out because they might not fit, into a specific religious or cultural bracket. And so we sat together and we thought, what can we do? It's coming up to Christmas. Obviously it's a big time of year for a lot of people. What can we do to really support everybody and really sort of do something that's a bit fun, isn't it? A bit exciting.
Yeah.
And we came up with the idea of the Winter Festivals competition,
Yep.
which we ran, and the ethos behind that was to celebrate what that time of year means to the individual. So whether it's that traditional Christmas family time, whether it's Diwali, whether it's just having a break from work and college, whatever that means to that individual. And we created a college Christmas card, didn't we, that went out to the stakeholders, and we had a fantastic input from learners, didn't we? They were amazing, weren't they? So varied and really creative, and having the opportunity to offer a decent prize, which was you were really keen, and I remember this about you, which is one of the things I really love about you, is that it was about giving something that is not just to meet the need, but also something that gives them a bit more, because recognising that low income background is what a lot of students here in college experience. It's about giving something that is a little bit more than what they need, but something that they would enjoy having. So lots of chocolate, lots of different things within the offer of the hampers that they could win. Absolutely, bringing some joy to the
bringing
time
joy.
of year.
Absolutely,
that was the point
that's really
for us,
important,
wasn't
isn't it? Yes. And then this term we've kind of done a rolling programme, which actually we're not going to tell you all about because we want to keep some of it secret, because we don't want everybody else to pick up on it in Wolverhampton. But we've got some great ideas. So in the next few weeks, during this period of Lent, where we currently are, we're going to be using this space in which we're sitting at the moment as Time Out Tuesday, for an opportunity for students to come and just to have some space, or staff if they want, to be fair. On a Wednesday is going to be the focus, and the student union is supposed to be hopefully getting to grips with Wellbeing Wednesday and making an issue, something that can actually add to wellbeing, maybe some chocolate to pick up or something or other during the week. And then Thoughtful Thursday, where the chaplaincy is going to provide a thought for the day. So that will then go on the college intranet and be available for staff and students to access. And that will run for the next few weeks until the end of term. We're also working with Student Union on a colour run. It's the Hindu festival of Holi around Easter time. So we thought we'd try and do something as a charity event, and the Student Union are quite keen to get to grips with that. So lots of powdered paint going to be flying around the campus and activities on that level. And then we've got something for staff as well, haven't we?
We have in Easter, haven't we?
Yes, indeed.
And I think that's one of the really valuable things that you have brought as chaplain, Maggie, is the synchronisation between, we have obviously the well-being aspects, we have the religious aspects, we have the ensuring that we meet the learners and the staff's needs, but it's bringing a bit of fun as well, isn't it? And it's something that's a bit different, and if we can have fun while doing it, especially the colour run that's coming up is going to be fantastic. What we're doing at the moment with the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday activities is not only sort of promoting the support that's available through the chaplain, through you, to the learners, but it's also showcasing what the college can bring, and that synchronicity of bringing chaplaincy and the college together, I think is really valuable.
But we haven't stopped there, so we're planning a particular Christmas event, which, if I mention the words Guinness Book of Records, watch this space for what that might mean.
Watch this space.
But will involve local schools as well, getting involved with the college. And then over the next 12 months, the college is supposed to be moving into the city centre itself. At the moment, Paget Road and Wellington Road are a little bit outside the city centre. So to have the City Learning Quarter actually up and running has been something that's been in the pipeline for a number of years, hasn't it?
Yes.
And we've got a great event planned for Christmas this year, and then for Easter period in 2026. I'm not saying what that is either. But what we really want to do with these opportunities is, as Elliot's just said, it's about creating opportunity for student staff to come together to do things that are fun, to actually understand some of the key events during the year that are related to the Christian faith, related to other faiths. And certainly my vision, and those who currently employ me with Wolverhampton Pioneer Ministries and Bluefish Chaplaincy, our vision is really to engage with young people and in the spaces where young people are, to really bring that hope and the life that Jesus brings to us and gives us, and the opportunity to engage with the spiritual side of their nature. And for many, they don't know that they have that, and for many, they have yet to find faith. For many, they're on that journey in their own faith communities, and it is about the vision to build a team of chaplains that will come and will serve the college needs as we move forward.
I think that's absolutely the point, isn't it? You know, we don't know what's happening in anybody's private lives, what goes on at home. And so if we can combine that, supporting people while they're in college, supporting them on their religious journey, but bringing a bit of fun, and we might be the only people to put a smile on that person's face for the day. And to me, that's a success if that's all we do. But the way we work so fantastically together, Maggie, I think, is we have these grand ideas and we have these huge plans that are coming up and things to be very excited about.
Yeah.
So the little things we take as wins, don't we? But we definitely have our sights out there.
Oh, we do.
Where it's going to go.
It's going to be fun.